of taxes because they're allowing you to do business. They're allowing you to become an entrepreneur. But you got to pay the boss. The boss is not there. They're not there investing their resources and time. They're not there dealing with your family issues and you're trying to build a business. So why should you have to give them up to 37%? 37% of what you make? Yes, that's what the government's going to take. They've got this thing called Social Security. That's about another 10%. So you're looking at over 50%. And don't live in a state where you're paying state income taxes. Come on, folks, wake up. What are you doing and why are you doing it? It don't add up. If it don't add up, it don't make sense. If it don't make sense, that's the definition of insanity. Continue doing the same thing, expecting something to change. And it is changing, but it's not changing in your favor. It's getting worse, and it's getting worser. That's a new word, worser. Okay? So I just want y'all to understand where I'm trying to take you here. I want you to have an open mind. I want you to repent right now for some of the wrong things that you did. We've made a lot of foolish mistakes. And I want you to repent for the wisdom and knowledge that you didn't get. Then I want you to have a renewing of your mind. Open up your mind, folks. There's a better way. There's more information. There's things you have been exposed to. All right, we want to get you exposed. So you got to have a renewing of your mind. And then thirdly, I want you to have a power of rejection. That's right. Reject negative things, reject negative people, because they are not called to go where you are trying to go. And you are not Jesus, and you can't save them. And everybody's not meant to go where you're going. Okay? So get ready to elevate. To elevate, you have to separate. If you want to soar with the eagles, you got to leave the chickens behind. And the higher you go, more pressure falls off of you. And then it's more easier for you to soar. Okay? Now, after you get through repenting, renewing, rejecting, folks, it's time for you to start restoring. Restore your credit. Get an 800 credit score. Why are you going to settle for 700 when you get an 8? Huh? That's like settling for a B or C when you can get an A+. Why settle for less? Okay? You don't have to. All right? Restore your assets. Start finding income-producing assets to make money work for you. I'm going to say that one more time. Find income-producing assets that make money work for you. It's time for you to stop working for money. As you see, it's not going to set you free. It's only just basically going to get you by. But until you kind of change your strategy, change your mindset, that then before you can change your assets, that's going to generate some income that you don't have to work for, because you don't have to work for money. See, there's a book I call Think and Grow Rich. There's another book I said, as a man or woman thinketh, so are they. So where are you? Where are they? All right? So let's probably look at trying to kind of change your thinking. Because there's a greatness out here. You can have heaven right here on earth. You know, they tell me about that other earth. I don't know nobody that's ever gone over there that's come back to tell me about what it's about. But you know what? Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on this earth as it is in heaven. So therefore, you can make your heaven right here on earth. This is your time. And I don't want to see you become wealthy. No, I don't want to see you become wealthy. I want your family to become wealthy. And you need to start thinking about your family. You start thinking about your name. You start thinking about your kids. Think about your parents, your siblings, your brothers and sisters, your cousins. Because you know what? You may be the chosen one, like Joseph was in his family. Okay? So it's time to wake up, folks. Now, briefly, once again, how do you control everything but don't own anything? Because we've been taught we need to own land. We're supposed to own a car. We're supposed to own our own business. Well, Trust Up is dedicated to transforming your mindset about achieving ultimate success and building generational wealth. Okay? Our mission, what is our mission? Is to equip you with the tools, which are going to be 3 trusts I'm going to talk to you about tonight. That basically, it's here to protect your assets. I'm going to show you how to grow your net worth and create a lasting legacy that endures way, way, way far beyond your lifetime. See, Proverbs 13:22 says a good man, and that includes one man, is to leave what? Is to leave what? An inheritance. What is an inheritance? Well, inheritance, number one, starts with wisdom and knowledge. You got to teach. You got to educate, to empower. Inheritance, not only that, inheritance that your health is your wealth. You got to get knowledge about your health. If your health is not right, your wealth ain't gonna be right. You just wasting your time. Okay, all right. And then once again, we want assets. Assets are thirdly. Assets are not more important than you. Asset is not more important than your time. Your time is your greatest asset. And it's your greatest asset because you don't know how much of it that you have left. You don't know when your expiration date is. And everything has an expiration date. Yes, it does. A battery in a car has an expiration date. Everything in your refrigerator has an expiration date. Everything in your cabinet, your pantry has an expiration date. And also, you have an expiration date. Now, you may know your birthday. You may know you today. But tomorrow is not promised. So whatever you're going to do for you and your family, it's time for you to get your business in order. Why are you going to continue to not have your business in order? But yet you want to tell people and show people you got all these assets. I got a nice car. I got a nice house. I got nice purses. I got all this stuff. But you don't have the right stuff. You don't have the stuff that really matters. And that's what I want to talk to you about tonight. And I want to help you get that stuff that really, really matters. I want your kids to understand that y'all got a lifestyle blueprint. You got a roadmap now. Just like you use a blueprint when you build a house, and you can build a house on a pure beam foundation. You can build it on some hayed-out blocks, or you can build it, with some piers and some cement, something that's gonna stand the time. And right now, how's your financial house built? How's your wealth house built? Or do you even have a wealth house? If you don't, it's okay. You can start to have one. It's not too late. Okay? And we're going to give you the tools and the strategies to do just that. Okay? Now, what are those tools? The first tool I want to talk to you about tonight is the family. Your family is first. There's nothing more important than your family. I'm going to tell you that now. You didn't get to choose who your mother and your father was. You didn't get to choose who your children were going to be, your cousins and your nephews and so on. But let me tell you something. You were chosen, though. And you also have a duty, okay? And you have an obligation to the people that you love. When you think about the Rockefeller family, you think about the Kennedy family. See, you think about the Trump family. See, together each can achieve more. And you can't say we can't work together because as a time, as Americans, we work together. And we're getting back to that day. So we got this thing called the family trust that's going to help you put things together for the family. We want to secure your legacy. The family trust is the foundation of all trusts. Structures and contains the most powerful and security benefits include protection from litigation. You don't ever want to be on the wrong side of a lawsuit. And because you're in a lawsuit, don't mean that you're doing something wrong, but you cannot please everybody. But some people in the lawsuit because they did do something wrong and they need to be in the lawsuit so it can be stopped. Okay? But if you let your daughter use your automobile and she just so happened to have an accident and somebody gets killed, and then they decide to sue the insurance company, then they want to sue the owner of the car and it just so happened to be you, and you can lose everything you got based on an accident, you don't want to be in that position. But let me tell you something, folks, if you ain't got nothing, nobody can take nothing. But because you don't have anything, don't mean you don't have anything. And I'm going to show you how this works. Okay? Because see, the public eye is what sees what you have. But looks can sometimes be deceiving. Unlock the power of the family trust, your comprehensive guide to strategic estate planning, people. And we got these people out here called estate planners. But one thing you want to, when you go to an estate planner, you need to make him show you his estate and his plan. And if his plan ain't nothing that what you would want to do, why would you let him sell something to you? They're going to tell you about these insurance policies, become your own banker. You need to say, well, show me yours and show me how it's working for you. Show me some other people that it's worked for. How many people do you know that have retired from an insurance policy? Yeah, they can give me all these figures and tell me in the future what it's going to be worth. Well, that's worse than the government with an IRA or 401k. Tell me one day when I get 65, I'm going to have all this money. But it seems that when I get 65 now, for some reason, the stock market seemed to crash. For some reason, I seem to lose what I was trying to save and accumulate. For some reason, the math didn't add up. So it's up to you to take control of your situation. So let's protect your assets. That's the first part of estate planning. Learn how to protect your assets from creditors, lawsuits, manage your estate taxes, and ensure your wealth is passed on according to your wishes, not the wishes of your Secretary of State, not the wishes of the court system, not the wishes of the IRS system, yours. And you got it right. And the Constitution gives you that right. That's Article 10 that allows you to put together a private contract that no judge has jurisdiction of. Okay? Avoidance of probate. Folks, when you die, you don't need a will. A will is nothing but a ticket to send you to probate. Now you say, well, you said I don't need a will. You must be an attorney. Let me tell you something. An attorney has a license to practice law. Just like a doctor has a license to practice health and wealth. Okay? But let me tell you something. Do doctors cure you or do they treat you? Now, do we need doctors? Absolutely. Okay? Do we need good attorneys? Absolutely. But they have a license to practice law. Do they guarantee you to save you from a lawsuit? No. If you lose a lawsuit, would you have some kind of insurance where they will replenish you whatever you have lost? No. But you can do that. See, this trust is your insurance because number one, you don't have any privacy, and privacy is your best protection right now. See, right now, I can Google your name and I can find out if you set up a business. I can find out when you set up that business, who your partners were, the name of your business, the address of your business, if you took out a PPP loan or EIDL loan. I can Google your car tags and get your name and get your address. I can Google your address and find out when you bought your house, what mortgage company you went through, how much you financed. There's too much information out there on you. And it's time for you to shut it down. So if they can't find you, they can't do nothing to you. And it's not everybody's business to be able to find out and know your business. You also have control over distribution. You need to have control over money that's coming into your household. You know, we give the children allowances. We buy their clothes, food, shelter, shoes, educational vacations, education. I mean, you know, but you need to show how that can become a write-off now. That's not a write-off. See, most of you W-2 employees, you run out of write-offs. Most of you business entrepreneurs, you have some write-off, but then you try to take some other write-offs that ends your butt up in an audit. Then you got to write up because you got to write up a check for some money and some penalties that I'm sure you weren't prepared to do. But you didn't have your business in order. You didn't have a system. You didn't have a strategy. All right? So tax efficiency is very important because you're going to deal with taxes every quarter if you have a business, every April the 15th. If you're earning any kind of money, and you're going to deal with taxes every day when you buy something called sales taxes. You're going to deal with property taxes. You're going to deal with, folks, you're being taxed to death. All right? Now, protection from vulnerable beneficiaries. What does that mean? That means I love my children. That means sometimes I don't like them. That means sometimes I know I can't control them. But what I can do, though, I can put a mechanism of control on them and let them know they will be disinherited if they don't do certain things that I'm allowing them to be able to do. And I want to protect them from being able to squander any wealth that I give them access to. Okay? This is huge, people. All right? So flexibility and simplicity. But trust is the most simplest way for you to be able to operate. Why? Number one, no court has jurisdiction. Number two, nobody can sue it. Number three is private. Number four, you have complete control because the Constitution tells you you have complete control. You are God and you are Jesus when it comes to this particular agreement. And right now, you are not God nor Jesus over the things that you think you own and things that you think you control in the day. Matter of fact, there's a God and a Jesus all over you. One is the IRS. One is your lawmakers and the police department. One is the United States government. So, folks, I'm trying to help you understand. You got the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. And let me tell you something. You got a Social Security and a birth certificate. You know, and you're nothing but a number. You have a bank account number. You have an investment account number. You have an employee number. You have a corporation number. You have an EIN number. You're being numbered to death. But they control you with the numbers. Because you're nothing but a number. And they have a number that you are worth as a United States citizen of the United States of America. That's why when you die, they call you a corpse. Because why? Because you're part of the corporation. But if I'll be part of this corporation, I'm going to put myself in a position where the government needs to give me benefits, such as housing if I ever needed it, food subsidy if I ever needed it, and definitely Medicaid if I ever need it. Okay? You know, you'll be talking about, well, in America, we don't have free health insurance. Oh, yes, you do, but you have to be in a position to qualify for it. See, every state has a Medicaid Recovery Act. That means they will insure you, but if you have assets, they want you to spend down your assets. Or if you have assets, they're going to put a lien against your assets, and upon death, they're going to make a claim. Now, co-hosts, please pay attention. Admit my folks, all right? Because they're trying to get up in here. Some of them are late for school. Most of us are late. Well, we got to go back to school. We're getting re-educated tonight, okay? But anyway, flexibility and simplicity. This is so flexible, so simple to be able to operate. You're in a complicated world right about now. You don't know what to do. That's why you're trying to seek counsel and try to put it on somebody else. Let me put it on my lawyer. Let me put it on my tax planner. You know, let me put it on the pastor, somebody like that. But let me tell you something. Neither one of them can help you. Matter of fact, your pastor probably, he's in debt. The Bible says you should owe no man the bar, become the servant to the lender. But we pray for these mortgages and we think that's a blessing. We pray for that car note. We think that's a blessing. We pray for these credit cards. We think that's a blessing. Well, you know what? You can use the wealth of the wicked because, see, the wealth of the wicked is going to be set up for the just. But I need to ask you, are you good? What a good man is supposed to do. And secondly, are you in a just position to receive the wealth of the wicked where God can trust you to be a good steward, which is nothing but a trustee? See, this trust goes all the way back to the 1200s. This is the way they were operating before LLCs and corporations were on the scene. See, kings and queens don't own anything, but they control the kingdom. Kings and queens don't pay taxes. Kings and queens don't go through lawsuits. And definitely kings and queens never have to see probate. But see, you're on the chessboard of life. You're going to be a rook. You're going to be a pawn. So you got to determine what position you want to play. But a pawn starts out, end up being a king. So we all started at the same position. But it ain't about where you started. It's about where are you going to end? Where are you going to end? The course is designed for anyone interested in securing their family's financial future, from novice investors to seasoned financial professionals. They don't have what we have. Join us as we explore the benefits and intricacies of family trust, providing you with the tools you need to make informed and strategic financial decisions. Man, this is huge, okay? Nobody's never talked to me about anything like this. I wish I would have had somebody. Stay informed with exclusive updates. Subscribe to our newsletter, okay? Let me tell you something. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Have you heard about the business way to do business? And I'm not talking about no LLC. I'm not talking about no corporation. I'm not talking about having offices. I'm not talking about dealing with the Secretary of State. I'm not talking about being limited to only doing business in the state that the state approved you to do business in. Because if you're going to do business, you should be able to do business globally. And that's what you do now with a business trust. I'm sure you had a Standard Oil and Gas Trust that the Rockefellers started out with, and that's how they control all oil and gas in the United States of America today. They have built a legacy. But how did they do it? They couldn't do it with an LLC. They couldn't do it with a corporation. They had to do it with a business trust. That was created by what? The family trust. So that's a great way for a family to be able to create an income-producing asset by utilizing a business trust. Now, what is a business trust? I'm glad you asked this evening. All right, business trust. Enhance your business. This structure includes at least two trusts. One, a business trust, but the family trust must be here first because it's going to create the business trust. So you ain't going to be creating it like you create an LLC or corporation. And matter of fact, you didn't even create the family trust. A third party called a settler created that for you. So now they just appointed you as a trustee. So if anybody ever asks you, did you create a trust? What you say? No. Do you own a trust? What you say? No. But I've been appointed as a trustee. See, God appointed you to be a good steward. You was chosen to manage assets. Well, we're going to teach you how to truly manage assets the proper way. You can't own anything. Because on day one, God created something. Day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. He didn't get to you but to day 6. So all this stuff was already here. And you weren't here those other days to help create none of this. So you need to understand, naked you come, naked you gonna go. But you got to understand you're supposed to be a good steward. But can he trust you to be a good steward? Are you gonna be selfish? Is it all about you? Or is it about helping your family, helping your community, and really making a difference. Because God says it's more blessed to give than it is to receive. But I'm going to show you how to give because you've been given the wrong way. You've been given with the wrong vehicle. And you're not getting the credit you're supposed to get for giving. So therefore, you can't get it because you're not giving it the right, proper way because you don't have the right tool to do so. Okay? But this business trust can do business in all 50 states. This business trust don't have to do quarterly tax returns. This business don't have to answer to the Secretary of State. This business can actually build business credit. This business trust can have a business bank account. This business trust can have a merchant account. Folks, there's a better way to do business. And you can do it with a family trust that owns a business trust. See, I'm giving you some game. I'm trying to show you a better way because what you've been doing ain't quite working. All right? And I think you will agree with me. You probably made a little bit of money. You've had a little bit of success, but you need a whole lot of money. You need a whole lot of success to really be able to make a difference. It's one thing to be rich. And once again, I don't want to see you rich. I want to see your family wealthy. That's a big difference. Okay? The Business Trust had a little intro video that you can check out, introducing our premier business wealth trust course. And the reason I call it a course, even though it's a product, because I have to tell you what to do, show you what to do it with you till you learn how. I have to put you in a position to have qualified people that's certified and bona fide and licensed that can help you with that tax strategy situation and be able to sign that tax return and represent you with the IRS if need be. Let me tell you something. If you would operate through this system, the chance of you ever being in an audit is 0.0001 to none. You don't get audited. Okay? I'm trying to show you something, folks. I'm trying to show you how to live. I'm trying to show you how to protect yourself. Business continuity, asset protection strategy. See, the business trust now become the manager of the LLC with the Secretary of State. Take your name from the Secretary of State, maintain your privacy and your anonymity. The business trust can charge management fees, so therefore it can create a better tax strategy to create more expenses for the business so that the IRS don't get it, or that it don't go to you, and then you don't ran out of write-offs. Now you stuck with a big tax bill. Building credibility with financial institutions. We show you how to do that with the business trust. When you go get ready to open up the bank account for the family trust, the business trust, you go into the trust division of the bank. Now, Wells Fargo will open up the bank the same day. Wells Fargo don't even ask for a copy of the trust. They need a copy of a certification of trust that's notarized where you was appointed as a trustee. They need the EIN number that the IRS is giving you for this particular trust, okay? And then they need your driver's license. And you know what? Wells Fargo will open up that bank account. But you can go to Chase. They're going to want to see Section 1 of your trust. Their legal team is going to review the documents. You can go to Truist Bank. You can go to Regions Bank. You can go to PNC Bank. But you're going to get the trust bank account in the trust division of the bank. And no judge has jurisdiction over that bank account like they have right now. They can freeze your bank account. They can take your money. But they cannot freeze the bank account of the trust. They cannot take the bank account of their money that belongs to the trust because that's separate property, but you are a good steward and you manage that property. Only you. The bank account is insured up to $1.25 million, not $250,000, like your little measly account is insured for right now. $250,000 ain't no money, people. And we got to get ourselves in a position where we can write a check and pay cash for the car. Write a check if we want to, pay cash for the house. Write a check and be debt free. But I have to show you how to get there with the right income producing assets. Innovative management structure. And very attractive now when you're going to be an investor, people. See, because people die. People get sued. People go through audits. People go through divorces. But let me tell you something, this trust can't get sued. This trust don't die. This trust don't go through a divorce. This trust don't have to worry about dealing with the IRS and getting the assets frozen and taken and all that kind of good stuff. I'm giving you a better way. See, that LLC that you got stand for large lawsuit coming. That means you're in a lawsuit, you're coming out of a lawsuit, or get ready, like Bishop Jakes would say. You're probably going to end up in one. Okay? Efficient property and asset management. See, the business trust can manage leases. The family trust will lease those assets to the business. So if anybody ever try to close the doors on the business, well, you get to get the assets back out because they belong to the family trust, and the family trust was leasing those assets. So I just freed all your assets that would have been taken because of failure to pay rent or something like that. Stuff happens, folks. Don't mean you're a bad person, but some businesses just go bad. Okay? So tax planning and efficiency, we're going to give you a whole nother tax system now to be able to operate so we can free you and minimize income taxes. We can defer income taxes. We can show you how to donate money to a charitable foundation that you didn't create, but that you control. Let me talk to you about that. I don't want to leave that. That's the best part of this thing. Because see, I want to get you in a position where you can be a charitable type of a person. You got so much, you got to give it away. Okay? And there's a way to give it away. And there's a way to get it so you can give it away. And that's through a charitable trust, not a non-profit corporation. Look at the word non-profit. It means non-profit. It means scrutiny by the Secretary of State. It means they can snatch your exemption away. It means you got to have a board that can vote your butt off. But see, I'm sure you've heard of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. That's a trust. The Kennedy Foundation, that's a trust. The Clinton Foundation, that's a trust. A trust don't have to have a board. You are the trustee. Can't nobody remove you. A charitable foundation trust can do philanthropy work all over the world, not just in your state. A charitable foundation trust qualifies for grants from the government, grants from the private sector. Folks, they even have a charitable trust that don't even have to file a tax return. A charitable trust don't even have to pay property taxes on property that it owns. Folks, y'all don't understand. As long as you give 5% to a cause, you W-2 employees, you making $500,000 a year? Hopefully you are. But let me tell you something, because you made $500,000, that means you don't really make $250,000. Well, why would you say that? Because, well, number one, you ain't got no write-offs. Number two, by the time 37% income tax hits your butt, by the time Social Security take away from you, you ain't got but 50% of the money. So you $500,000 salary, but you live in a $250,000 lifestyle. You're working for half. That's almost like working for free. And you're definitely almost working for free if you're in the state where you got to pay state income tax too. Y'all better do the math. But see, as a W-2 employee, you can donate up to 60% of your check every time you get it to this charitable foundation trust. As long as the trust pays 5% in tithes and offering, you can pay more. The other 95%, that 60% goes back where? To the family trust, and you pay the bills of all the assets that the family trust has. Now, see, you don't own the car no more. The family trust do. You don't own the house no more. The family trust do. You don't own the LLC or corporation no more. The family trust do. You don't have the crypto account no more, or the Forex account, or the stock account. See, the family trust does. Why? Because it's protected from lawsuits. Why? Because it can sell those assets and don't have to worry about a capital gain tax. You don't have to worry about doing a 1031 exchange. That's where you have to reinvest the money in 60 days, or you're going to be taxed. Business owners, they give you a better way now to sell and invest. Sell your business now. No capital gain, no 1031 exchange. You get to keep all the money. Why would you be selling a business without this particular trust? ABC 1, 2, 3. Family trust, business trust, charitable foundation trust. So you need to renew your mind. Matter of fact, you need to repent because you didn't know about this. Then you need to start rejecting what you've been doing because it ain't working. Then you can start restoring. Okay? And then you can start rejoicing. Okay? Now, so we have 3 different trusts. That charitable foundation is a powerful tool. That charitable foundation is a way to do business, people. That charitable foundation can be a 501, it can be a 508, whatever we need it to be. We have to have a consultation with you and see who you want to bless. What difference do you want to make in your community? And then see the government actually is ready to give you money. See, y'all look at Don, y'all say, oh, Donald Trump, he messed up all these people's business. He's going after all the crooks that had foundations that was in Honduras and all these other countries, getting all of our taxpayer dollars and doing nothing that they were supposed to do and actually making themselves real wealthy for them and their families for generations to come. That charitable foundation is powerful too. It's not like a nonprofit corporation. Hope y'all learning something tonight. We got a little short video. Maximize charitable deductions. Generate income while giving back. Estate tax reduction strategy. Capital gains tax mitigation. Achieving social impact. Make a difference. Creating a lasting legacy. This foundation gonna live after you long gone. The Zig Ziglar Foundation. That's how I was able to get Les Brown. Zig Ziglar died controlling $15 million worth of assets through the family trust that he controlled and through the Zig Ziglar Foundation. Les Brown had 10 kids, didn't have a will or a trust. He was just like James Brown, didn't have a will or a trust, 18 years in probate. He was just like Prince in probate, almost 15 years. He was just like Aretha Franklin, still in probate today. He was just like, Angie Stone didn't have a will or a trust. When I met Walker Flocka, you think he had a will or a trust, but he's trusted up right about now. What about Gary Owen? Well, y'all better get this. If you don't get this, you're going to get that. And I don't think you're going to like that, as a matter of fact. Okay? So I get a little passive, a little passive about this, passive. This is my passion, people. This is my ministry. Okay? Reputation and brand building. When they talk about the Brown Charitable Foundation and the difference that it's making across the nation, I'm dead and gone, but my name and my legacy are going to live on for my family. Family engagement and philanthropy. Your family's going to get involved with this. The reason they're not involved with you now because you ain't got nothing for them to want to get involved with. Okay? This is huge, people. So I just told you about a family trust, a business trust, and charitable foundation. I just told you this is legal. Matter of fact, I'm going to take you some news you can trust. I got a couple of articles I want to share with you for a minute on the website. Y'all talk about these politicians. Oh, like Trump. Oh, I'm looking at Kamala Harris. All this kind of stuff. Let me tell you something about Kamala Harris. Let me show y'all something that'll blow you away. Kamala Harris, tax plan ideas. She was getting in position to get ready to tax the hell out of y'all. I'm gonna put you in there. I'm gonna tell you about that right about now. But let me tell you about Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris net worth. So you never check that out. Let me tell you something about Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris financial disclosure, assets, trust, ethics, pledge. Everything she got is in this trust. She's minimized, eliminated income taxes. She don't own anything, but she was trying to control everything. That's including the United States of America. Her family is set for decades and generations to come. You need to Google her and see what her net worth is. All right? Let me tell y'all something, folks. Y'all better wake up. You got to look out for yourself like she was looking out for herself and her family. If you don't do it, who else is going to do it? Okay? This is huge, people. All right? News you can trust. So, well, I never heard of this before. Well, let me tell you something, folks. Trust up the founder. You want to know a little bit about me? Check it out. Channel 8 News did a special on me. And don't tell me what you can't do. 2018, my heart was on 10% fraction rate. I was dying of heart failure. I've been a serial entrepreneur all my life. I left home at the age of 16. I was working for Texas Instruments at the age of 17, making $55,000 a year. I built a brand new home up from the ground at 18. I had 2 brand new automobiles. I got my associate's degree, then I got my bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. I had a top secret clearance. They taught me how to build high-speed radiation missiles that was used in the Persian Gulf War, weapons of destruction. But what we had to do, we had to cut off all the lines of communication. And see, right now, your lines of communication have been cut off because you didn't have this information that could have changed your family's situation for generations to come. So what I did is I collapsed time frame and compressed activity. See, I can't afford term life insurance right now because I had a heart issue. I was having high blood pressure. It was affecting my kidneys. But they say life and death starts in the mouth. But see, I went to this thing called a dentist. And then they practiced medical on me. And they put metal in my mouth. I had a couple of wisdom teeth that need to come out. So it was affecting my heart. See, anything, your mouth is close to your heart. Your mouth is close to your brain. And if your mouth ain't right, I'm gonna tell you one more time, if your mouth ain't right, the rest of your body ain't right. That's the most important part of your body. That's the portal that you speak things out of. That's the portal that you put things into this body. And this body may not be designed to digest what you're putting into it. But if you're not educated, you had the food groups and you had the 3 meals a day and all that that was a bunch of crap. That's not the truth. That was the biggest lie ever told. That's how they can calculate that you're going to live to age 77. If you make it to that. But anyway, they did a little special about me. I opened up a steakhouse. I opened up a Turkey Leg King restaurant. I opened up the Mayweather Boxing and Fitness Gym. Why? Do I box? No. Yeah, do I cook in a restaurant? No. But do I know one thing about a restaurant? Most of the people like to go eat fine wine, be wine and dine. Most, the Turkey Leg King. If you wanted a turkey leg right now, where would you go get one from? Well, I had a restaurant that gave you a stuffed turkey leg that fell off the bone. It was smoked. We put macaroni on it, jalapeno macaroni. We put Cajun rice on it. We put dressing on it. We put yams on it. I'm just crazy. Boy, that's one of the best meals you could ever eat. Made $1.9 million in 9 months. The Mayweather Boxing Fitness Gym was a franchise. I never boxed before in my life, but I've been fighting all my life. All my life, I've had to fight. That's the way I see it. But if I'm going to fight, one thing I learned about a boxing ring, one thing I learned about boxers, they have a coach. The ring, there's a referee, and there's an audience. I also had to learn that about the ring of court. See, in a courtroom, you have a referee called a judge. You have a plaintiff, and you have a defendant. Those are the fighters. And both of them have a coach called attorneys. And then they have an audience called a jury. Y'all better understand this system that you're in if you're going to win. Okay? And you got to have a coach. Because there's some things that you don't know that the coach will know. There's some things that you need to look out for. Because if you don't, you're going to get knocked down and you're probably going to get knocked out. But like Les Brown said, if you can get up, look up, you can get up. And if you're looking up right now, it's time for you to get up, people. We got other people on here, as you see, on the left-hand side. They're talking about the wealth protection secret. The IRS does not advertise. That's the beneficial spendthrift trust and the IRS code 643, but they forgot 641 and 642 to go with 643. They forgot you make sure you got an enrolled agent that works along with you that understands how to make this tax return called a 1041 trust tax return from the family trust to the business trust to the charitable foundation trust that's going to work with your 1040 tax return, which is your return. It's going to work with your 1065, your business tax return. Yeah, see, it sounds like it's a lot, but folks, it's not a lot. It's a lot that you're paying in taxes. It's a lot that you possibly can be sued. It's a lot that you have to go through probate because you don't have your business in order. It's a lot that you don't have your medical power of attorney, your medical directives. It's a lot that your bank account can't even insure up to more than $250,000. It's a lot that all this, you ain't got no privacy. That's what's a lot. Okay? But it goes on and on. I'll take your time, folks. Go through the website, check it out. TrustUpCommunity.com. We talk about our events that we do, people. All right? Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Time, we have this particular presentation. Hopefully, y'all going to start to pack this presentation. It should be hundreds of people on here. And there's no reason why business owners shouldn't be on here. Individual families should be on. Your kids should be on here. And let me tell you something. Your nieces, your nephews should be on here. Your parents, how you going to get an inheritance from them? And their stuff, they don't have a way to get it down to you. A will ain't going to get it down to you, folks. Medicaid, they're going to probably have to go through a nursing home or rehab facility. They're going to be you know who gets paid first when you die? The funeral home. Who gets paid second? The administrator of the trust. Who gets paid third? Medicaid recovery. Who gets paid fourth? The IRS. Who gets paid fifth? Your secured creditors. Who gets paid sixth? Your non-secured creditors. Who gets paid last, if anything is left? Your family after they get through fighting. Come on, folks. But with the trust, who gets paid first? The funeral home. Who gets paid second? The family. Who get paid after that? The family. Think about it for a minute now. Look at your plan. Look at what you got. Okay? So we do these particular events and so on, as you see. We do a conference every year. You can actually get to go back and kind of look at some of the events that we've done in the past and so on. We also have what you call a portal here, people. You cannot get into the portal until you join and get a trust. See, the portal is going to tell you what to do, how to do. The portal is going to have information for you. If you miss a presentation, on Saturday mornings, every other Saturday morning, we do advanced trustee training. We're going to show you how to download the proper instruments that going to show you how to move your car into the trust by going to the motor vehicle department or doing a bill of sale. We're going to show you how to move real estate by utilizing warranty deeds for your particular county. We're going to show you how to move an LLC with a business purchase agreement. We're going to show you how to move a C Corp corporation with a share purchase agreement. We're going to show you how to set up new crypto accounts and Forex accounts in the name of the trust and accounts in the name of the trust. So, you can get around the capital gains and get a better rate of return on your money and make sure it's protected from lawsuits. Because right now, everything that's in your name is not protected from a lawsuit. Everything in that business name that you created is not protected from a lawsuit. You ain't got no protection. You are out here all naked. They coming for you. It ain't if, it's when. So you can be proactive and do something about it, or you continue to live like you living and be reactive. Now. Enroll in what? Wisdom and knowledge is everything. Unlock generational wealth. Okay? We actually have courses, people, that you can purchase that's going to tell you about the family trust, the business trust, the charitable foundation trust. I got a course talking about clarifying the myths about this particular trust. So legally, you can understand what it is you need to do. Now you say, well, how much does a trust cost? Well, shoot, I'm glad you asked. It ain't cheap. But you know what? It's a small price to pay to make sure you're lawsuit proof, judgment proof, IRS proof, divorce proof, probate proof. You got privacy and anonymity. You can minimize your income taxes. You can now start a charitable foundation. You can get free money from the government. You got a better way to operate your business. You can now do business in all 50 states. Yes, it's going to cost you, if you want all three of these trusts, you're looking at a $35,000 investment. But that automobile that you paid for, it's not going to do none of this. That house that you paid $300,000 or $400,000 for ain't going to do that. That investment that you got right now, it ain't going to do none of that for you. When you was with $35,000, that's too much to pay. Well, all right then, don't pay $35,000 then. Pay $25,000 and get the family trust and the business trust. Well, that's still a little bit more too. I don't have a charitable foundation, so I really can't make full effect and get this free money you was talking about. I can't minimize and eliminate my income tax because I'm a W-2 employee. Well, I'll tell you what, let's start somewhere. Let's get the family trust. It's a $15,000 investment. He said, well, I don't have $15,000. Who you know have that kind of money? Right now, inflation is getting me. The IRS is getting me. The kids is getting me. I try to provide food on the table. The light bill going up. The water bill going up. The gas bill is kicking me in the butt. The car just broke down. I got to get some. Let me tell you something, folks. You got to stop, say time out. And what I did, I said time out. I said, I'm going to put you in a position then. Since you got yourself in debt, but this time I want to show you how you can get yourself in debt and get a tax write-off. I can actually, because this is a course. I have a company. I'm going to send you a link. Matter of fact, I'm going to send all y'all a link tonight. And I want you to see if you can qualify for $20,000 or $25,000. You don't have to take it. But if you get approved, maybe that may be your sign that you need to go ahead on and get your family trust and your business trust, because see, all you need is a 580 credit score. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're going through credit restoration, you try to go apply for something, they're probably going to block you out because your account has been blocked. Nobody can see your score to give you new credit. But with a 580 credit score, you fill out that little link. Within a matter of minutes, they're going to come back with some offers about how much they'll give you and what the payments will be, what the term will be. You choose it. Within 24 hours, that money will be in your bank account. What I need to do is to do a consultation with you. I'm going to send you that link also so I can look at your circumstances and your situation and maybe advise you that you need to start with the family trust. Somebody else may need to start with the family trust and the charitable foundation trust. Somebody else may need to start with all three. So it just depends on your circumstance and situation. But start at least with the family trust, people. Protect your family, protect your assets, minimize your taxes, eliminate probate, and be able to protect your assets so you can leave a legacy for generations to come. Now, I want to go through chat. I'm sure I've seen some things pop up in chat. Moderator, if there are some questions in chat, I need you to read them. I'm going to give some answers.
Let's see. No questions, just comments. An inheritance, asset-backed debt securities, fire, meaning what you're saying was fire, diamond, come on, preach. And Mr. Urban asked, will this recording be available? And it will be available in the back office, yes.
Okay. And if anybody want to request that they can't get to the back office, that may not be a trustee, how can they get a copy of this recording?
Yep, I'll put my information in the chat here.
Okay. Now, we put a link in there if you want to set up a consultation with me. Right now, the consultations are free. Also, go, folks, and download the ebook. It's free. Get the information that you need to clarify what I just talked to you about. So on the first page, clarifying the myths. It's going to ask you for your name and your email and so on. It's going to go right to your email and you can download and print it out and get this information. Matter of fact, why don't you go and just go to Amazon and order this particular book. It's going to be a bestseller. Trust Up the Roadmap to Generational Wealth. If you're going to buy a book, you need to buy the roadmap to help you build generational wealth. And that's what this will help you do. Okay? All right? And then, folks, go ahead on and roll now. Right now, we have 2 courses that are being marketed at this time, and you click purchase right here. Matter of fact, I took it a step further, folks. You may say, well, I don't have $487. Well, then I said, well, go click on a firm. They say, what, pay over what, 3 to 12 months? I'll go to Afterpay. What is that about? Pay 4 interest-free payments. You understand? Go to Klarna, Pay now, 4 interest-free payments. This is not credit-driven. Get the Family Trust course. It's an interactive course, and you must score 100. We're not like the school system where you can pay 80% and you still pass. Now, you can't pass this. You got to master this because that other 5% or 10% or 15% that you get wrong could destroy your whole estate situation. So I'm going to keep it 100 with you. Okay? So absolutely. Get the course. It's going to be an interactive course. On Sundays, I get on. I want to talk to you about and answer any questions that you may have about the course that you're taking. We give you bits. We give you a little bit this week. We're going to give you a little bit next week. Because I don't want to overwhelm you. This is a lot of information. There's a lot of people that are on this call tonight that already have trust, as a matter of fact. And they don't even understand the trust that they have. They don't understand what Section 1 means. Section 2. 3 and 4. They understand that the trust has forms in there where you can add a trustee, remove a trustee, add a beneficiary, remove a beneficiary, give a person power of attorney, revoke the power of attorney, take care of your medical directives, take care of your medical power of attorney. The trust puts you in a position to put everything in one place because right now you don't have everything in one place. If I need to find your insurance policies, where are they? Well, we get to list that information inside of the trust for all the insurance policies, the insurance policy numbers, the insurance agent. Who's the pastor that's going to be giving your eulogy? All right, we need to have the pastor's information. What's your doctor's name and information? Who is your lawyer? Where's that information at? What about them passcodes that you have to that crypto and that Forex? And if you die, it's going to die with you and nobody won't be able to get that. What about all that money that's in retirement money, 401ks and IRAs of companies that you used to work for that your family forgot about? Folks, we got to get our business in order. We're going to help you do that. Well, but for 12 months, it's going to take about 5 to 7 days for us to build your trust. We're going to set you up for a Zoom orientation activation. I've just set up Trust Up Travel. We'll fly you in here to do your activation right here in Dallas, Texas. Okay? So y'all know about Trust Up Travel. That's going to be huge. Matter of fact, you may want to work with Trust Up Travel. And since you're going to travel, you might as well be your own agent. We're going to show you how to do that. Okay? All right? But 5 to 7 days, we do an orientation activation. There are certain forms you're going to have to sign. The settler, which is our company, we will resign if we appoint you as a trustee. You're going to get a notarized certification of trust. We're going to show you how to go online, download the EIN number. We're going to get you prepared to be suited and booted when you go into the bank and they get ready to open up this business, this family, or this charitable bank account that's insured up to $1.25 million. Then we're going to set you up for advanced trustee training. Well, now we're going to show you how to move all the assets into the trust one by one, one by one, one by one, till the job is done. And then I give you the option after that to do a presentation. Put it on a thumb drive. And if anybody is watching that, that means you're no longer here with us. But now you're able to give instructions about why you created this legacy, why you created this trust. You can talk to the trustees. You can talk to the beneficiaries and prodigal sons and daughters. You can lay it out. And if anybody dare to try to contest what you put together, they're out. Matter of fact, see, the spendthrift provision puts you in a position to have control mechanisms on our prodigal sons and daughters. We love them, but we don't like them. But if I want you to go to school, if I need you to get drug tested, if I need you, whatever your issue is, I can put that in the stipulation in that trust. And then by the trust being non-grantor, that means you're not the one that's going to create it. And we don't want you to create it because I want to put you in a position where you can control it. But if you create it, you can't control it because that's called self-dealing. So we need a third party to create it so that you can be in position as a trustee to control it. So that's why we set it up this way. You can go online and get a grantor trust. That means you created it. And then you can try to be the trustee. That means you're going to control it. But let me tell you something, that's not worth the paper it's written on. You can move your assets in there and you can move them right back out. And because it's your assets, when somebody get ready to sue you, they come after your assets. Okay? I hope y'all hear what I'm saying. Because see, that trust don't protect your assets. That trust don't give you any tax advantages. That trust don't give you divorce protection. It don't give you lawsuit protection. It don't give you privacy and anonymity. It don't get, see, the courts still have jurisdiction over grantor revocable trusts. But then that gets me to this trust being irrevocable, meaning it's got its own EIN number, meaning it files its own tax return, meaning that when you endow, give away all your assets to this trust, they're not protected. So you want to give it away. God says more blessed to give than it is received. Now I understand why. Okay? And then it has a complex tax provision. So I don't have to keep giving away money to the IRS. And then it's discretionary. That's another provision. Give me all discretionary power to make all decisions. I don't have to answer to the IRS. I don't have to answer to the court system. I get to make all decisions between me and God. And my constitutional right, Article 10, gave me. I hope y'all getting this tonight. Now, do we have anybody with any questions? If so, unmute yourself and raise your hand. I'm here to answer any question you got. It's a lot of information, I know.
Hello, how you doing?
Doing just fine. What's your name?
My name is Quinn Smith.
Hey, Quinn. What's going on?
I was wondering, so you were talking about doing the email to where you'll do the credit check to see if we could get the loan. I wanted to know, how do I make sure that you got that information so that I can do that?
All right, Derek, he's going to actually send you a private link.
Okay.
Derek Jones, speak up. Do you have the link?
I have the link here.
Okay. What I want you to do, everybody that's on this call, I want you to do a text blast. I'd rather see them have it, not needed, than needed, not have it. And they can at least go and apply for $20,000, $25,000. That it's not going to hit your credit report, but just see what you qualify for. And then if you qualify for it, then I want y'all to go to the next link that he's going to send you, which is a link for you to do a free consultation. And I can have a discussion with you. There is no pressure. I just want to have a discussion with you to see if this is for you, if it can help you. Well, I already know it can help you. I already know it's for you, but I got to make sure you understand it and make sure you know it. Okay? So that's how we get started here.
Do you want me to put the financing link in here or not?
Okay, I just said, send everybody the finance link. Whether they want to use it or not is up to them. Number two, I also send them a consultation link. Okay?
I'm saying that's
right.
Call right now.
Do it now if you can. Well, I put off to tomorrow what you can do now. You might expire on me. I need you to get this out of here right now. Okay? All right, okay. All right. All right, folks, do we have any more questions? Don't be scared. There is no silly question. There's no stupid question. There was a time that I didn't know how to say spendthrift, non-grantor, irrevocable, complex, discretionary, spendthrift trust. There was a time that I didn't understand what spendthrift meant and all the different provisions. There was a time I didn't understand what a trustee was and what a beneficiary was and what a successor was and what a settler was. Okay, but in time I got that. In time you're going to get that. Okay? I didn't understand what how important a medical power of attorney was. I just know every time I go to the hospital, they ask me, do you have a medical power of attorney? Well, no. Okay, well, they just keep on moving. Why? Because they know they're going to have a medical power of attorney. Since I don't have one, they can determine what happens to my organs. I don't get to determine that. Okay? So I don't need them to have that kind of power over my body. Because right now, Just show you how valuable you are. You know what a good heart costs right now? Somebody wants your heart. You know what your kids, how many people sit up in dialysis thinking about if they could get your kid this right about now? And you might be abusing them because you don't even understand how powerful they are. You know how folks need some blood right now? Would love to have your blood. Folks, we got to understand who we are and whose we are. You got to understand your gifts and your talents and your skills and your purposes so you can start doing what God has put you here to do. But we got the tools to use because once again, we are kings and we are queens. You determine if you want your rightful position. And if so, you say, well, what are the drawbacks? What are the negatives here? Well, the negative is nothing's in your name. The negative is you got to drop your ego. The negative is you're going to get started putting your priorities in order. And that's not a negative. That's a positive. Okay? Frederick Irvin, hand raised, how you doing?
Yes, sir. I'm doing fantastic, brother. I want to share something with the family. I watched an interview. Goes along with what you say about charitable giving. I watched an interview on YouTube with Dr. Ben Chavis, and he interviewed Armstrong Williams. And I just couldn't stand this man back in the day because of his political, his side of the politics. But as I got older, my politics changed and he changed. But most important thing that he said in the interview was, I had no idea that this man was a mogul. I had no idea that this man owned the Baltimore Sun. I had no idea this man owned radio stations and all of these things. Came from a family. He wasn't poor, nothing. His family had a 500-acre farm. They had to work on their farm and got paid. They learned how to work. But the most important thing he said that all of his success, and by the way, when he built his companies, he also had his employees become owners so that I think he has about 50 millionaires in his company because they all are owners. They're not employees. And the other thing that was most important, he said he could never have had anything that he has if he didn't give things away. Charitable giving. Now he emphasized that as the most. You can't keep, like you say it all the time, you can't keep what you don't have because it don't belong to you. He really echoed what you said. So, so we're on the right path here, folks.
This man, I appreciate it. Yes, we are. You're trusted up. I mean, you saw the light. You're trying to help everybody else that you can as an ambassador. And we do send out what you call royalty fees. We teach you how to be able to market this trust. Get the course to teach you about the trust. I just created another income stream for you. Not only you make about a 20, 25%, what you call a royalty fee. See, kings and queens get royalties. They don't get commissions. They don't get W-2 checks. They get royalty fees that go to your trust that you don't pay taxes on, okay? For helping others. Secure their assets. Helping others. Get a charitable foundation trust where they can get some grants and be able to give some stuff away. Help some others protect their assets. Minimize taxes. Eliminate probate, all right? This is huge, people, all right? You don't need no prenup. You don't need no will. The only thing you need an LLC or corporation if you're finna use to go get the money, since the banks want to give it to the money and you want to give it to a business. But if things don't go right, you bankrupt the business. Donald Trump did it 7 times and became the president of the United States of America. And his family is secure. He became the president not once, but twice. His family is secure. What about yours? And what are you going to do about it? And we can keep looking. Now we can't say we don't know. But to know better is to do better. Definitely, it's time for us to do better. This is the year. There's a wealth transfer taking place, and you can be a part of it. Now, I'm not your preacher. I'm not trying to be your church. Because if you came to my church, when you come back, you're gonna minimize taxes. Your assets are gonna be protected. You're gonna have a system in place so you can leave an inheritance to your children's children. You ain't gonna owe no man. The borrower won't become the servant to the lender. I mean, we're gonna break it down. We're gonna have church if this was church. You understand? All right. So I don't know what them other things are out there, but which I ain't gonna judge that. But I have to go what's gonna make me the difference. And I learned that my pastor really couldn't do it. I learned my doctor wasn't going to do it. I learned that a lawyer, he wasn't in a position to do it. I know my mom and my daddy couldn't do it. My brother and my sister couldn't help me. But I got in position, and God blessed me to be a blessing. And that he spared my life by sparing my heart. And that's why I'm here today, pouring this information into you. This is serious business, folks. Okay? So I want to thank you for your time tonight. I think I've given you everything that you needed that I wanted to give you. I want you to applaud yourself for being here. Your time is your greatest asset. But the next step is up to you. Get the course. If you're ready for the trust, let's do a consultation. Let's get some information. Let's look at your situation and give you now your salvation. I know that rhymes, but I'm not trying to be a rapper or anything like that. It's just the way it came out. So once again, thank you for your time. Y'all be blessed. I will be back here next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We had a great training this past Saturday with Advanced Trustee Training. You guys missed the conference that we did, and we're getting ready to do another one. We're getting ready to head to Mississippi, MISSISSIPPI. We on our way, okay, with another conference. So we're putting that together as we speak. The Trust Up Wealth Group is getting ready to launch. That's with Waka Flocka Flame. So for the young generation, they can get ready for financial literacy. They can get ready to get trusted up, become lawsuit proof, judgment proof, probate proof, divorce proof, all that good stuff at a very young age. Okay? This is huge. That's the only thing I can tell you, people. Y'all have a good night. Have a blessed rest of the week. Be safe. I love you all. Take care. See you soon.